Hello, Rama Puput. Hope all are in good health, feeling great, wonderful, having a happy and peaceful life. Let's continue with devotee Suri Nagama. Suri Nagama cried when she took leave of Bhagavan, since she did not want to be away from him. Bhagavan replied, I'm always with you. Wherever you go, whatever you do, I am always with you. Nagama became ecstatic and from then onwards saw Bhagavan in everything. She was filled with joy. Even her relatives realized that the sorrow stricken Nagama of all these years had finally experienced happiness and bliss. Nagama returned to Arunachala before 3 months had lapsed, as she could not bear to be separated from Bhagavan any longer. She had to stay in town since there was no residential places near the ashram and ladies were not allowed to stay in the ashram after sunset. Fortunately, she was able to rent a house next to Echamal, who used to eat only after serving Bhagavan first. Living next to this saintly woman proved to be a great satsang for Nagama, who was encouraged by Echamal to speak without restraint with Bhagavan. In fact, Echamal specifically told her that when she spoke to Bhagavan, she should ask for nothing less than self realization. One day, after she prostrated before Bhagavan, she prayed with a trembling voice, Bhagavan, please help me attain mukti. Bhagavan, the embodiment of compassion, turned to her and nodded his head in agreement. This reaction of Bhagavan was very strange, as his usual response to this question would be a counter question like, who wants mukti? Who is asking this question? Or else mere silence. Where Nagama told Echamal about this, Echamal commented, what a fortunate lady you are. Bhagavan has already given you abhayam, protection. Nagama asked her what she meant by that, and Echamal explained that from then on there would be no more births or deaths for Nagama. Bhagavan has taken over you. You have nothing to fear, and that is liberation. Bhagavan focused all of his attention on Nagama, and like a good student, she plunged into Bhagavan's teaching of self inquiry. She was occasionally able to go deep into meditation, but she was also distracted by thoughts. She said, particularly when seated in front of Bhagavan with closed eyes and meditating, these thoughts would cloud me, and when I opened my eyes, Bhagavan would be focusing his attention on me. As she poetically states, Bhagavan scared all my thoughts away from me. Nagama was a gifted poet and a talented writer. In those days, women did not approach Bhagavan and converse freely with him, though Bhagavan himself did not impose any such restrictions. Things became more difficult on crowded days. On such days, Nagama would send a note to Bhagavan, seeking clarification about her occasional doubts regarding meditation. Bhagavan would admonish her, why do you take notice of these doubts? By noticing them, they strengthen. Plunge within. In her poetic language, Nagama would say, every time Bhagavan looked at me and enriched my inner striving, he steadied it without any frills. It was like water flowing into dry land, making it flower and blossom. My spiritual life was like that. That's all, folks. Let's continue in the next chapter. Thank you. Bye bye. Rama Puput.